Before I met Christ, my life was just really chaotic, and I grew up in church, but I never really like followed a Christian life. It was I knew God in my head, but not in my heart, kind of, and so I never, I could quote stuff from the Bible, and I was raised in church, went to church every Sunday. It was just I never actually applied it to my life. I came to the place to know, I needed something more. Just, I'd always thought that, what I was doing was wrong. And, I always knew deep in my heart that it was wrong. I just, always pushed that feeling and that thought to the side. And a friend of mine, Cody, actually just started talking to me one day and just kept, talking to me. He treated me like a normal person. It wasn't like he was trying to, tell me I was, condemned to hell unless I changed, but he just showed love to me. And so, he kept, inviting me to come to church and stuff, and finally came to Paradigm one Thursday night, and I just, I don't know, I felt like, I needed something more in my life besides, all the parties and just, running around and being stupid. When I made the decision to ask Christ into my heart, I'd sat there, and it was after Paradigm, and I'd, been listening to everything, and John he made a big impact on me about what he was saying, and I went down to him, and I said, I don't know what it is, but I want what you have. To accept Christ, I went down, talked to John for a little bit, and then he sent me over to Bruce, and started talking to him, and then we prayed, and, I asked God into my heart, and became a new person that day. Being a Christian has changed my life in the fact that, just people will tell me they can see a general change in me. Like, I've got some pictures on my profile online, and one of my friends, he was like, those last three don't look like you. And I had taken them after I got saved. He said, you look happy in those pictures. He said, you don't look gloomy and sad. I mean, Jesus was baptized, and, he calls his disciples to be baptized, and, it's a representation of, being washed, clean, and all your sins being washed away.